Amin was a smart but careless boy who lived in a small town. He loved playing games and spending time with his friends. However, Amin had one big problem: he never valued time. He was always late for school, delayed his homework, and never finished his tasks on time. His parents often told him, "Amin, time is precious. If you waste it, you will regret it later." But Amin didn't listen. He thought, "I have plenty of time. Why hurry?" One day, Amin's teacher, Mr. Roy, gave the class an important assignment. "You have 1 week to complete this," he said. "Those who finish on time will get a prize." Amin was excited about the prize, but didn't start the work right away. "I'll do it tomorrow," he thought. Tomorrow turned into the day after, and then another day passed. Amin kept playing and wasting time. Before he knew it, the deadline was only one day away. He panicked and tried to finish the assignment in a hurry, but it was too late. His work was messy and incomplete. When Mr. Roy checked the assignments, Amin didn't get the prize. Instead, his teacher looked at him and said, "Amin, you had the same time as everyone else. Why didn't you use it wisely?" Amin felt embarrassed and promised himself to never delay his work again. But Amin's habit was hard to change. One day, his father gave him a challenge. He handed Amin a small plant and said, "Take care of this plant every day. Water it, give it sunlight, and watch it grow. But remember, if you miss even one day, the plant will die." Amin started with great enthusiasm. He watered the plant and placed it in the sunlight every morning. But after a week, he forgot to water it one day because he was busy playing. The next morning, the plant had wilted. Amin felt sad and realized that just one day of neglect had ruined all his efforts. His father explained, "Time is like this plant, Amin. If you don't care for it every day, you lose it forever. You can never get back a lost day." This lesson stayed in Amin's mind. From that day, Amin started managing his time carefully. He made a schedule for his studies, play, and other tasks. He woke up early and completed his homework on time. Slowly, he became one of the best students in his class. His friends noticed the change and asked, "Amin, how are you so organized now?" Amin smiled and said, "I've learned the value of time. If you respect time, it will reward you." One day, there was a big science competition in his school. The students were given 1 month to prepare. Amin started working on his project from the very first day. He divided his work into small tasks and finished everything well before the deadline. On the day of the competition, Amin's project was the most impressive. He explained his ideas clearly and confidently. The judges were amazed and gave him the first prize. Amin's parents and teachers were proud of him. Mr. Roy said, "Amin, you've shown everyone how important it is to value time." Over the years, Amin continued to achieve great things. He became successful because he used his time wisely and never postponed important work. Whenever someone asked him about the secret of his success, he would say, "Time is the most valuable gift we have. Once it's gone, we can never get it back. Use it wisely." Amin's story teaches us that time is precious. If we waste it, we lose opportunities and regret it later. But if we use it wisely, we can achieve anything we want in life. As Amin grew older, he began to share the lessons he had learned with others. He noticed that many of his friends and classmates still didn't value their time. They would often say, "We'll do it later," or "There's no hurry." Amin decided to help them understand the importance of using time wisely. One day, Amin organized a small activity for his friends. He gave each of them an empty jar, a pile of big stones, some small pebbles, and sand. "Your task is to fill this jar with all the stones pebbles, and sand, he said. His friends started pouring the sand into the jar first. Then they tried to fit the pebbles and the big stones. But they couldn't fit everything and showed them how to do it. He placed the big stones in the jar first, then added the pebbles, and finally poured the sand. Everything fit perfectly. Think of the big stones as the most important tasks in your life, Amen explained. The pebbles are the smaller tasks, and the sand is all the extra things, like playing and relaxing. If you fill your time with unimportant things first, like the sand, you'll never have room for the big stones. But if you focus on the important things first, everything else will fit. His friends were amazed by the lesson. They realized that they had been wasting too much time on unimportant things. Inspired by Amen, they started prioritizing their tasks and managing their time better. One of Amen's friends, Ravi, had been struggling with his studies because he always postponed his homework. After the activity, Ravi started making a timetable like Amen and sticking to it. Within a few months, Ravi's grades improved, and he thanked Amen for teaching him the value of time. Amen's reputation for being disciplined and focused spread beyond his school. A local businessman heard about him and invited Amen to speak to a group of young entrepreneurs. Amen shared his story and encouraged them to respect their time. Time is like a river, he said. It keeps flowing, and once it passes, you can never get it back. Use it to build something meaningful. One day, Amen faced a big challenge himself. He had to prepare for an important scholarship exam, but the syllabus was vast, and the time was limited. Instead of panicking, Amen broke the syllabus into small parts and studied consistently. Every day, he woke up early, avoided distractions, and stayed focused on his goal. When the results were announced, Amen had scored among the top students in the country. He received the scholarship, which allowed him to study at a prestigious university. His teachers and parents were overjoyed. Amen, you are proof that time, when used wisely, can lead to great achievements, his father said. Even at the university, Amen continued to inspire others with his time management skills. He started mentoring younger students, helping them plan their studies and balance their activities. Many of them said, "Thanks to Amen, we've learned how to make the most of our days." Years later, Amen became a successful professional and a motivational speaker. He wrote a book titled The Gift of Time, where he shared his story and practical tips for using time wisely. The book became popular, inspiring people of all ages to value every moment. One of Amen's favorite quotes was, "Don't wait for the perfect time. Start now. Every second you save today will help you build a better tomorrow." He believed that anyone, no matter their circumstances, could achieve great things if they respected time and worked consistently toward their goals. Amen's story reminds us that time is a treasure we all have. It teaches us to use it carefully, focus on what matters most, and never let a single moment go to waste. By valuing time like Amen, we can turn our dreams into reality.